Quite the contrary, Nietzsche, more than any other philosopher of the past 150 years, represents a major historical event. His ideas are of concern not only to the members of one nation or community, nor alone to philosophical scholars, but to men everywhere regardless of age level, and they have had repercussions in recent and literature as well as in psychology and religious thought. Yet Nietzsche's way of writing, his reputation as Germany's greatest stylist notwithstanding, and the excessive freedom of most translations of his work make it difficult for the contemporary reader to find out what Nietzsche himself stood for. One knows of his anticipation of psychoanalysis, of his decisive influence on Spengler and existentialism, and of the problem posed by his relation to the National Socialists, but the details remain something of a mystery, and Nietzsche's thought has been obscured rather than revealed by its impact. Nietzsche is assigned a place in the grand tradition of Western thought and envisaged against the background of Socrates and Plato, Luther and Rousseau, Kant and Hegel, not, as has often been done, as Schopenhauer's wayward disciple or a lone epigon of the pre-Socratics. The cliché backquote of his romanticism is rejected, and his debt to Goethe and Heine emphasized. And it is suggested that he was not a whole Darwinist, but only aroused from his dogmatic slumber by Darwin, much as Kant was a century earlier by Hume, and Nietzsche, too, sought to counter the positivistic challenge from across the Channel, which seemed nihilistic to him, by developing a new picture of human dignity. Certain aspects of Nietzsche's critique of modern man may deserve serious consideration. Ever more people seem to realize that their pleasures do not add up to happiness and that their ends do not give their lives any lasting meaning. Properly understood, Nietzsche's conception of power may represent one of the few great philosophic ideas of all time. What seems admirable is his deprecation of the importance of agreement and his Socratic renunciation of any effort to stifle independent thinking. Without acceding to his philosophy, one may respect his overruling passion for intellectual integrity, and his Protestant perspectives are often suggestive and fruitful even when they are unacceptable. Nietzsche's greatest value may well lie in the fact that he embodied the true philosophic spirit of searching into myself and other men, to cite the Apology of Socrates, and few men could have reiterated the words of the great Greek with more conviction: if you say to me, you shall be let off, but upon one condition, that if you are caught doing so again you shall die, if this was the condition on which you let me go, I should reply, while have life and strength I shall never cease from the practice and teaching of philosophy.